bringing you love, peace, and soul.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Well, it definitely did your football soul some good yesterday, getting back in the win column. A dub for Duval. You will happily take that. How many more are in the offing? I don't know. But for the here and now, you'll stick to that Sunday win. A week ago, you had to live with a loss longer because you kicked at 9:30. This week, you kick at 9:30. You get to enjoy the dub a little bit longer. Welcome in, Mokama Beer Company Monday. It's worth a round of applause. There's nothing wrong with a little joy in Whoville. We haven't had enough of it, but you definitely can look back at that one. And there were definitely some big moments that we will get into and positives that you might be able to build off of going forward. So we got the Jags. We got the entire NFL slate. We got all sorts of college ball to get into. But I will look at Leon, and I will just say simply, Florida State has opened as a 21-point underdog to the Miami Hurricanes this coming Saturday.
I love it. Absolutely.
Are you kidding?
It's Florida State week. Look. Ignore those, Florida State will love nothing more to come into Miami and give us an L.
Oh, my
Nothing more.
gosh.
The way their season's been going.
Stop it.
I'm just
Have
telling
you watched them play?
They're terrible, but there's a
They're
rivalry. It's a rivalry
god-awful
game.
is what they
They
are.
are. They're very bad. I saw the game against Duke. They're terrible.
Dude, you might win like 42-3 or
Well, listen, I would love to put a 50 double on them, be quite honest with you, half 100.
But it's always healthy when you can do that to your rival. No question about it. But I had to open with that because you think about it. When I threw out that stat to you guys last week, one Power 4 team had never beaten another Power 4 team that many times without losing. They were 22-0, FSU was, against Duke. And now that's off the board. It's gone that they lost. We'll get back to that one.
Yeah. Listen, I take no pleasure in beating Florida State when they're down. It's always when they're up. No, when they're good. That's more satisfying when they're a good team and we beat them.
Yeah.
Ask this guy if he takes pleasure in beating Georgia anyway, shape or form.
Well, anytime, anywhere, anyhow, because it definitely doesn't happen often enough. And for that matter, you can go to the Kentuckys of the world because Florida fans are celebrating a win over Big Bourbon Nation because they weren't nearly as used to that as well. All right, we're going to get to those college games, but let's at least start off with the NFL and the Jags getting off the schneid. And Matt, just honestly, to see the start that they had, to once again come out slow, allowing New England to do something that they hadn't done with their first 10 opening drives. I think it stretched back to 10 times they had not been able to score. Jacksonville had allowed 4 other teams to score on their opening drive. And for Drake May and company to go right down the field, tick, 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 just like the others have, and get in the end zone, you felt like, oh, my God, this is crashing to a halt. But they were able to fight back after being down 10-0, 22 in the second quarter. What a fun performance.
That thing was close to crashing to unforeseen depths is what it was.
Yeah.
Here's how bad it was. After the first touchdown, I get this call from Campo. I just pick it up. I don't even say hello. And he starts screaming about the coverage. And how do you have a defensive end trying to cover halfway across the field? Just stick him on the line, tell him to get the quarterback. He was like livid about the coverage.
I get it.
So
maybe
this is what I look at when I look at this game. They faced adversity again. 10-0 to probably the worst team in the league, down 10-0. And they responded. Which I think if you're going to take away anything from this game, is that they responded to adversity, which they have not done this entire season. So, I mean, I think Trevor played another good game. I like the way they started to play bully ball in the second half where they were like, look, they can't stop the run, so we're going to run it. I like that a lot. Did not like the fourth down play when Ezra Cleveland literally got tossed. It was not good, by the way.
But still,
not good at all. But the point is, they decided we're running the ball. You stop us. And the Patriots couldn't. And I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I liked it too. Absolutely. And I have to apologize for them to this week because last week I called them a bunch of front runners, which means that if they don't have the lead, they don't know how to come back. And they were down 10. All right. And they manned up. They manned up and they ran inside zone about 30 times.
Yeah.
They said, Patriots, you can't stop us. And I was impressed by the way the offensive line played, especially up front on the left side. Now he get hip toss on that 4th and 1.
I felt bad for him. He got so hip tossed.
But the mass majority of the game, him and Walker Little were doing some work.
Right.
Absolutely.
Give them credit for what they were able to do.
Yeah, Walker Little showed up, baby.
Yes, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That's a dude that played really well in that game.
You know what he reminded me? We know what he was doing last night, what he was doing the other day? Remember when we was at camp that one particular time they did that drill and he tossed that dude way over to the side and they got into a fight? That's what he was doing on Sunday. He was doing some hip tossing.
Well, remember what we said coming out of camp, that if you can't beat Cam, then you're in trouble. Because you're looking for a contract. It's your last year. You were drafted in the second round. This is your fourth year. You haven't established yourself in any way, anyhow, other than maybe shining late in a year, which was 2 years ago. Anyway, Walker Little lost the opportunity to win that job and now may have won back the opportunity to win.
I like because that was concerning to me because you got somebody that's 6'8", 325 and seems to be comfortable being a backup. Yeah. You could be because I say if he doesn't get the job here in Jacksonville, I will be calling my agent. I can't sit here and be no backup behind Cam and Anton Harris. You got to find me a spot. Yeah. But more than likely, after Cam's contract is up, the Jaguars will probably find a way to keep him. Yeah. Or draft someone in April, but it would.
You think they're going to try to find a way to keep Cam?
No, not Cam. No, Walker Little. Yeah. Probably at half the price.
Yeah, give him a good bump. If he can maintain that, and who knows how long, what the ultimate verdict will be on where Cam is, because he did go into protocol and all that kind of stuff. So we'll find out what happens with him. Well, Cam actually was picking up his play a little bit leading up to this after 3 just god-awful games to start this season. At least he was turning the corner. But it was positive news to see them be able to run the football. And this is one of the first times that you can remember where you didn't mind run play, because this was a team that had basically was trying to salt a win, which is what they needed to do at that time.
What was that? What series was that? The series where they went for a 4th and 1, where they had 17 plays and I think 13 of them were runs. Yeah. That was where we didn't get the 4th and 1. Yeah, 13 play out of 17 plays, 13 of them were run plays. I mean, that's you imposing your will on that team, saying that you ain't tough enough to stop.
At what point they ran like 19 straight times, I think, right?
It was in that neighborhood, 19, 20. But let's not forget, once they did go for it on 4th and 1 and did not get the job done, then Drake May and the Patriots took about, I'm going to look it up here, 80 seconds or whatever, to get right back down the field and score and make it a 1-score game at that point.
Yeah. So, what was the deal of them going for 2 when they were down by 9?
They were trying to make it an 8-point game at that point.
Also, if we're gonna do that, what's the deal? Kick the field goal. It's a 3-possession game then.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on inside Doug Peterson's head.
Oh, believe me.
It's a 3-possession game if you kick the field goal.
Right. And this fascination, like we said, you can go for it on 4th down when you have a defense that is reliable. I will never, ever get on a coach if he's got both sides of the ball working and you're trying to win a ball game and you can call it on the road, you can call it whatever you want. If you want to pin the other team deep, knowing you got a good defense, instead they went, the Patriots, 94 yards in 9 plays. Okay,
dude, it's the NFL. It's a 3-possession game at that point.
Oh, I totally agree with you.
I mean, I don't care what you feel about your defense or you think you can get it with your offense. Who cares? You need a 3-possession game at that point.
Right. I'm just saying, 100% kick the field goal at that point, but I'll never argue with a coach if he has a good defense that he believes in. But they went 94 yards in 9 plays. That is over 10 yards a play. And so that's just atrocious. And so, that made it an interesting ball game late. But when they got the ball back, they still ran the football and started running.
They did, but
that I appreciate.
But my point is, at some point, we have to talk about this. This is an issue right now.
Yeah,
he does not take points.
Yeah,
it's the NFL. It's not college football. It's not high school football. It's the NFL. Take the points.
Right, and it's one thing you can argue in the association if you want to go down and just keep trying to hit from outside, 3 points versus 2 points. That's all fine and good if your formula works. But in this case, if you can't stop anybody, and before this game, 5 out of 6 times they scored less than 21 or less. So it's not like they were a scoring machine.
No, and the whole point is, and I understand your point of, if you feel good about your defense, or even if you can't. The bottom line is this. You could either be great on defense, you could be terrible on defense, great on offense, terrible on offense. It's a 3-possession game at that point. It's no longer a 2-possession game if you hit the field goal. That's the entire – like if you're a player on the sideline, aren't you going, what are we doing?
I agree. Yes, absolutely. Take points. Doug act like he ain't on the ropes. He's still on the ropes now. You got to take them points.
Yes, he is.
And you can't trust the defense. Listen, in that first quarter, I think I texted y'all on the thread. In that first quarter, it was Graziano, Jefferson, and Ledbetter starting the game. And
I've had enough of the hockey lines, man.
I text y'all like,
man.
what the hell is going on here in Duval?
And by the way, I still ain't taking Ryan Nielsen off the hook for some of that nonsense.
By the way, he was called Rick Nielsen the entire game by the
Rick.
play-by-play guy.
Yeah, which is great.
Who was the, of course, Cheap Trick guitarist, but
Yeah.
he kept calling him Rick Nielsen.
And Chris Rose is a good dude, and maybe he didn't mind being wrong once he was wrong. He would stay there. And then I think, what was the other one? I can't remember if it was this broadcast team or not, but one of them congratulated one of the New York teams for winning. No, the Yankees for winning the NLCS. And they go, ALCS, pal. You know, I got to make sure you get that right. All right, so you guys can hit the text line, 641-1010. Jump in. One's already jumped in and said, that's a dang lie, Leon, talking about you don't want to beat FSU when they're down. But you can hit us.
Take no pleasure in it.
641-1010. Text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can jump in the chat. Let us know what you think about your team. Now, look, I don't want to rob any joy in Whoville right now at all, because you beat a bad football team. You were among the bad. I think you're the best of the bad right now. I think you're top 5 when it comes to bad football teams in the National Football League. You can beat, never mind. You can beat, never mind, but you can beat New
Pain's
England.
on the way.
Yeah, I don't even want to bring it up yet. I don't. This is just an enjoyment hour. Maybe once we get to 3 o'clock hour, we'll bring up the next 5 opponents that are coming, because Leon said something to me before the show that just shook me. And so we'll set that up coming up in just a bit. But you got the Jags, you got all the other NFL action, and you got the college football from Friday night and Saturday that we definitely need to hit. Did Georgia once again send a message? The chatter all along was Texas, hey, you guys look the part. Are you going to come in and win the SEC in your very first year? Well, that narrative changed after that butt whooping. They had 2 quarterbacks take a shot. Neither one could do anything. And then Georgia kind of looked like Georgia of old. So we will get into that as we go along today. All right, it's XL Primetime, Mocama Beer Company Monday. Don't forget, you can find them every single day serving great coffee. They got their beautiful tap room on South 8th Street in Fernandina, also the Wildlight location. Tuesday through Sunday, serving up that great Mocama craft, and you can pick it up at ABC or Total anytime you're out shopping for a local brewery. Check out Mocama.com. We're getting it cranking on XL Primetime.
Even the best teams can lose steam when their best players end up on the sidelines.
In case you haven't noticed, our receiver corps is decimated.
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville. It's part of the game, though, you know?
On 1010XL.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
At Garber Auto Mall, we can wiggle it. Best price, we can wiggle it. Best trade value, we can wiggle it. Best payment, we can wiggle it. Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, with 8 American brands, we can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or online at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Wow, John, my Clearwater sprinkler system looks great.
All right, Frank, let's go ahead and program your Rainbird timer. How many minutes do you want the zones to run?
John, I think we run from the front 20, the sides 15, the back 10, the garden 5. Clearwater scores!
Well, that's a first, Frank, but you're the boss.
Clearwater irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage to
ClearwaterJags.com. You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Injured in an accident? Have mounting medical bills? Can't work? Don't worry. Zach's got your back. I'm Zach Von Rowan of Von Rowan Law. I will fight for the compensation that you deserve. Set up your free consultation at zachsgotyourback.com.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Ackerman Cancer Center offers women's health, diagnostic, and screening services, including contract-enhanced mammography and total body MRI. Early detection is the key. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
I'm Taylor Rose with our Remedy Staffing Westside office off of Normandy Boulevard. We are helping great people find great jobs. Remedy has helped some of the best employers in Jacksonville find talented job seekers like you for over 25 years. Our current job openings range from entry-level distribution center pickers to equipment operators. Apply today at remedygoodjobs.com. Don't wait. Apply at remedygoodjobs.com now.
Elbow pain, whether acute or chronic, can make it difficult to do normal activities like playing sports, doing household chores, or even sleeping comfortably. Dr. George Barry here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. We've all heard of tennis and golfer's elbow, but there's plenty more that can cause pain, like osteoarthritis, muscle tears, and nerve entrapment. All are treatable at Barry Orthopedics. Getting you back to full health is our mission, and there's a number of different treatment options we can offer. Call us today or visit BarryOrthopedics.com.
Family, football, and Friday night traditions connect the past with the present.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Friday Night Lights.
With Hacker and Andrew Gibson. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll-and lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Before termites attack your home or business and cause costly damage, Terminix it. At Terminix, we know how to stop termites. These destructive pests have been around for millions of years, but before they show up, so do we. And their time is up. Don't live with a termite problem? Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
Picture this. It's a dark and stormy night, and your toilet is acting possessed. But fear not, for Duck Rooter is here to exorcise those plumbing demons and banish them to the netherworld. So if you're facing a plumbing horror story straight out of a nightmare, summon the spectral expertise of Duck Rooter. Call 904-862-6769 and bid those plumbing phantoms farewell. Duck Rooter, where we tackle plumbing scares so you don't have to.
Hey gang, Prosser here, telling you once again about Chad and Sandy Newman. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers. If you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home before more homes flood the market, driving down prices. So maybe you want guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. They can handle that. You see, Chad and Sandy can take every problem you think you have and replace it with a promise. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. The success stories are rolling in. Mike and Lisa in McCormick. We inherited a family home that came with equity but also a mortgage. We needed to sell fast to avoid extra expenses on a second mortgage. We heard about Chad and Sandy on the radio and called. Everything they say on the radio is true. The home sold in 3 days for full asking price. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
If you're getting married or want to upgrade your bands, now is the time at Beard's Diamonds.
Because it's Beard's Diamonds' incredible buy one, get one on wedding band sale.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Parker fields it all the way back at his 4-yard line to the 10-yard line. Right up the middle of the field, 20, 25, 30, into the open field. Parker Washington along left sideline, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Parker Washington just brought it all the way back. And the Jags have extended the lead. How good is that?
Just going into that play, I mean, I'm knowing that that punter was about to, he was booming him. So I knew he could outkick the coverage. I saw the opportunity, and I was just like, let's be aggressive. And it paid off, and I was glad to make that play.
It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
Oh, great play, that's for sure. Parker Washington flipping the field in the best way possible. You heard the Frange man on the call as he took it from basically a step away from the goal line, 96 yards the other way, and made the Patriots look silly. And Parker's been able to do that a couple of times in his career. And those are those spark plug, sudden change plays that you absolutely love. And it was part of a 22-point barrage that this team put together in the second quarter after being down 10-0.
Well, I can tell you this: a special team coach had a will of emotions. Get away, wait, no. Okay, run. I'm telling you, I've been on the sideline when that stuff is going on.
And you've seen Parker, and I'm not even singling him out because it could be Devin Duvernay before he went on injured reserve or anybody else, that you can make a bad decision and you could absolutely get clobbered inside your own 5-yard line just like that. We know that. But every once in a while you make your own, what is it? What's luck? Preparation meeting opportunity. And he was ready. And they needed that type of spark, and he was able to provide it.
He was blazing on that run.
He was.
And you know what? You can hear it because Frangie starts the call with, Washington takes the punt. He's at the 15-10. He's got a crease. He's at the 50. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
That call took, I don't know, probably not even 10 seconds, and he ran 95 yards.
Well, the first score yesterday in the 1 o'clock window when the red zone came on was a dude taking it to the house, basically 100 yards on a kick return. Took him about 12 seconds to get it done. And this one kind of felt like it was faster than that, basically the same yardage.
I mean, unless Frank could have said he's going to score when he was at the 20, nobody was near him.
Yeah.
Could have said that.
Yeah, but it was just a great play, great moment. And you saw big splash plays yesterday that you want to see that were on the defensive side with big sacks, certainly on the offensive side with what Trevor was able to do with all of his guys, and then a special teams play like that. That's what you're looking for, man, a complete performance.
Well, listen, this is the first time I've ever seen this team, all three areas, special teams, offense, defense, play as well as they played since last year against the Texans, maybe.
That was a good game. Yeah.
That was a good game. That was probably the last time I seen this team collectively play as well as they play. Now, they had breakdowns here and there or whatever, but I'm talking about a team win. This was a team win by this team.
All right, 641-1010. You guys can hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. The things that pop for you, and you look ahead. It doesn't look pretty just as far as what you have to face, and it was against a not-so-hot New England team. I get that, but this team right now is looking for anything identity-wise, confidence-wise, flow and feel-wise, just to recover from what was the first 6 weeks of this football season. They were crappy. All right, you won one time, 5 losses. No one had done that. Last to get to 1 win, first to get to 5 losses, and now you at least deal some pain to another franchise. Where does it go from here? Not quite sure. And people are already in that mindset. Do we want them to win to hurt our draft? Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Not right now.
Well, did you hear in the broadcast where one of the guys said that New England is in the rebuilding process?
Yeah, I heard that.
I was a little surprised by that, to say that we're not even halfway through the season, and they're saying we're rebuilding.
Well,
That's the white flag, bro. That is the white flag.
In a lot of ways it is, and you might even say they were rebuilding when they said goodbye to Bill and promoted from within and then went and drafted their quarterback. That was the beginning of their rebuild, no doubt about that. But it's foreign to them up there, because they had one coach and one quarterback for so long. They didn't have to endure any hardship whatsoever. And they are 100% in the rebuild mode. And you're going to find out whether Gerard Mayo knows exactly where the recipe is to turn a loser into a winner. It ain't easy to do that, that's for sure. All right, let's get to that real quick, RJ, as we're bumping around, talking Jags football, and then we're going to get into some college as well.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jags-Eagles game on November 3 has officially been demoted.
Flexed out.
Moved from 8:20 p.m. ET to 4:05. The Colts and the Vikings are now the night game.
I saw a guy on the text line, and I 100% agree with you. We got flex for the Colts? The Colts? Stat, please.
Well, we got flex for the Vikings.
I know. We got flex for the Vikings, but still, just the fact that the Colts are in it. Stat, please.
What's that?
AR.
Oh. At one particular time, I was watching the game. fifth quarter, where the Colts were playing
Miami.
Yeah. The score was 10-10, and AR was 5 of 17 for 58 yards.
Yeah.
And I was like,
not bad.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah. So
he's completing 48% of his passes right now.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah. So, yes, the Colts. I agree with you, Texter. I know exactly what you're saying. But, yeah, it's that Vikings showcase that they're looking for. And the Vikings and the Lions put it on yesterday points-wise. They definitely put on a show points-wise.
Bro, that was a title fight, bro. I enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah.
Back and forth. And listen, I was watching the game. You know how you go scout a team, that you got to play? And I'm watching the game and knowing that we got to play the Jaguars. We got to play these two teams in a couple of weeks. Bro, their team speed on both sides of the ball is elite.
Yeah.
Plus, we have to admit it now. Sam Darnold's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
No,
he's in the right situation. Let's say he's in the right
well,
situation.
All right, well, he's playing well. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, he
you
is.
Say all you want.
I think what you can do is you can give Kevin O'Connell credit and obviously Sam Darnold credit for fighting back from being basically given up on. He's been through, is it 4 teams now that he's been through? He went from New York to Carolina. Did he go to Carolina and then to San Francisco? I think that's how it went. Anyway, he's on his 4th team, and he is a reclamation project in the biggest of ways, a lot like Baker is down in Tampa. Baker's on his 4th team. One was the number 1 overall pick. The other was the number 3 overall pick. And so, yeah, he's playing well. I'm not going to rob him of that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I was watching those two teams, and they play fast, boy.
Yeah.
On both sides of the ball, they got elite speed on both sides of the ball, defensively and offensively.
I mean, he threw that pick was iffy yesterday, but other than that, he was 22 of 27 in that game.
Yeah, very solid
against the Lions, against a top 5-6 team, right?
Oh. Well, offensively, they're definitely top 5. Defensively, minus Aiden Hutchinson, maybe a little closer to a top 3rd unit, maybe something like that. Because the back end, safety-wise, they got some players, that's for sure. And Branch made that one big play. But I guess I'm just looking at it right now, like some of these guys, they have these moments where Sam Darnold he's gone from giving up on to, oh, my gosh, where is this guy coming from? It may or may not last. I have no idea. Give him credit. I'm 100% with you there. He deserves it right now because he's playing some solid ball. And when he goes up against this defense,
it's going to be hideous.
With Gaziano and Ledbetter out there? Are you kidding?
Well, it depends on the hockey line that's out there. Is what it depends on.
That's the part that I couldn't believe. Rick Nielsen, Ryan Nielsen, whomever.
We should start calling him Rick Nielsen.
Maybe
actually.
we might. RJ, you're gonna
because at the end of the day, it is a cheap trick.
Yeah, and I love that band. So you might have to pull that sound just so we have backup, just so we can remind.
You didn't
people.
get that, did you?
Yeah,
his defense at the end of the day is a cheap trick.
It is. That's what I'm saying. And I love the band. But we've been duped. There's no question about that. And in a lot of ways, what they're doing in terms of creating a little bit of pressure, I like to see. And Tyson Campbell being back out there helped yesterday. But they do need to get their numbers back. They do need to be as healthy as they possibly can. And Trayvon is, at the very least, you could maybe even say every other week or whatever, he's becoming a little bit more of a dominant player.
You know what? I think we wish on too. You know how we get on Trevor with the fact that he got the bag and hasn't been playing as well as he's been playing first part of the year? Man, Josh Howlett got the bag too.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's nowhere near what he was last year.
Well, he kind of got he got spotlighted on social big time for what looked like a lazy play against Jermichael Hasty. And that was old Jag against current Jag. And he just bad angle, not the play that you would expect a top playmaker to make. And so, yeah, there are guys on that side of the ball that at the very least once they got it rolling, they looked like they were playing with a little more intensity. But that first quarter, they were looking like, oh my gosh, what has happened to this side of the football? They suck.
They did.
7 games, 2.5 sacks.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
It's terrible is what it is.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
They don't have a pass rush.
Right.
The only pass rush they get is when Trayvon Walker just physically outmans somebody.
And Trayvon definitely did not have that Velcro look or that throw it in reverse look yesterday. He did look like he was playing a little more possessed.
You know what else?
Angry.
You know what else I saw? I saw Eric Armstead sighting.
Interiorly. Interiorly, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Inside.
He had a couple plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
And maybe, and I tweeted this yesterday.
He's pacing himself, Leon.
Yeah, he's pacing. Yeah,
we all had opinions on what Cisco said and whether he should have said it in front of everybody or dealt with. Maybe he did deal with it internally, but he made a play. They made some plays, and you like seeing that against a bad Patriots team. We'll keep couching it with that, but they made plays that might give them a little more confidence going forward because they're going to face Packers, Vikings, Lions, on and on and on.
But Cisco balanced himself out because he whiffed on that run play for the touchdown.
Yeah, he did.
But then he made up for the breakup on that one play.
All right, so we'll keep it going with the Jags. Let's get to the college ball. I love what the one texter said. Joe, you were so wrong about the Dogs. Leon, props to you for picking Georgia. And Matt, what about your decision on the Dogs? You said the Dogs would lose. So we're going to get into all that.
Did I not pick Georgia?
I have no idea. I'm just going off of what the texter
Right, I'm pretty
said.
sure I picked Georgia.
Yeah, look, you might have said that they were wobbling just a little bit.
They 100% were wobbling, and any Georgia fan who doesn't think they're wobbling is out of their mind.
Yeah.
But they said, all right, y'all want the SEC? Well, here's what it is.
Yeah, that was their
Come
get
deal
right.
with it.
Yeah, that was their get-right game and the other team's introduction to the SEC when it comes to the big Saturdays in college football.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Are the company's Zoom calls getting boring? Might be a good time to order some new logo caps or temporary tattoos. Check them out online at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Joe C. for Roland Reese Plumbing, they have a very simple slogan, and they live by it, where quality and experience count. Think about it. You need that experience to get the quality, and that means they're going to maintain that workforce that they staff at Roland Reese Plumbing that are quality plumbers. We're talking trained techs that can come in, identify the problem, deal with it quickly, and make sure that you're back to where you'd like to be, because no one wants to deal with the plumbing problem. Remember, log on to a local company, plumbingjacksonville.com, licensed, insured, all of their techs. We're talking anything you need from a full re-slab with a leak or a total brand new house. They can do it all. Roland Reese Plumbing.
Mia here, hoping everyone had a profitable betting weekend on MyBookie. And guess what? You have an absolute treat tonight with a Monday night doubleheader. The Ravens go to Tampa and play the Bucs with an over-under point total already at 49.5. The Ravens defense is a pass funnel on MyBookie right now for a same-game prop parlay. If Baker Mayfield gets to 260 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, it returns $246 on a $100 bet. I really like those odds with how the Bucs offense is buzzing. The Chargers, meanwhile, visit the Cardinals, and they're going to try and slow the game down and run it all day because that's what Jim Harbaugh likes to do. I'm betting the under 44 game total. MyBookie has the best sign-up bonus in the industry, folks, for Florida bettors. Our listeners can sign up and use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your first deposit up to $1,000. Promo code 1010XL to claim your double deposit bonus for Monday Night Football. Bet anywhere, anytime, and make your season a winning season with MyBookie.
I'm Chris Campione. In a world of big box law firms with satellite offices, there's something special about having a local legal team that cares about you and your community. We're not just lawyers, we're your neighbors. We understand the unique challenges facing the Jacksonville community because we live here too. At Campione Law, Campione Cares isn't just a tagline, it's our commitment to you. Campione Law, your trusted lawyers after an accident. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law.
Post-Game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and GIA-certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $2,300 per ounce and hasn't seen this level in over 13 years. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Make your dream of living in luxury a reality in Lennar's newest 55 and up active adult community, Edenbrook at Highland Trail. Located in the heart of Green Cove Springs, Edenbrook offers world-class amenities with a dedicated activities director and homes starting in the high 300s, with rates as low as 3.99% and up to $50,000 in flex cash on our new Edenbrook homes. The time to buy is now. Call 904-643-3750 to find out more. Your life of luxury awaits in Edenbrook at Highland Trail by Lennar.
Don't be sidelined from an injury that keeps you out of the game. Get the care the pros receive. Now available at Injury Care Centers, newly FDA regenerative treatments that will significantly shorten your recovery time. Sprains, strains, fractures, post-op surgeries, cut your recovery time in half or shorter. Masking pain just makes it worse. Fix it now. Call 904-783-0008. That's 904-783-0008. Injury care starts at Injury Care Centers.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 21st, 1981, at the Baseball World Series, the Philadelphia Phillies beat the Kansas City Royals to win their first championship in franchise history.
Electrical problems? Call American Electrical Contracting. 737-7770. Small jobs or large, they do them all. Work with a locally owned and operated company that will wire it right at a fair price. It's not just a slogan, it's the way they do business.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WindoWorld wants you to do. WindoWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WindoWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WindoWorld can.
And with WindoWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WindoWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WindoWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WindoWorld, and to top it off, WindoWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WindoWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WindowWorld today and get your free in-home estimate, or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
WindoWorld, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
WindowWorld also offers energy-efficient doors.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Parker Washington sent the London crowd into a frenzy on Sunday against the Patriots.
Parker fields it all the way back at his 4-yard line to the 10-yard line, right up the middle of the field, 20, 25, 30, into the open field. Parker Washington along left sideline, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Parker Washington just brought it all the way back, and the Jags have extended the lead. How good is that?
Frank Frangie with the call on Jaguars radio. For Parker Washington, it's a new franchise record, 96-yard punt return for touchdown. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Who lit it up last night? Brought to you by American-Electrical.com.
Edmund drives this ball deep left center field. Back goes Nimmo. Clean up Tommy Edmund. A two-run blast. Little man with a big impact in his first October in L.A. Smith flips a high drive to center field. Taylor back. Here it is. Gone. Will Smith searching, and here in Game 6, finding a two-run home run. Alvarez swings, a bouncer to second. Taylor has it in the glove. It's over! It's over! The Dodgers win the pennant! Champions of the National League in 2024! The Dodgers are going back to the Series.
Good stuff last night, that's for sure. The Mets, they made it interesting. Knocking out the Phillies was their best work, that's for sure. And they took it all the way to the NLCS. But JD and Hick and A to the B and all of y'all that were rooting them on, Dodgers play on. They win the pennant, and now they draw the Yankees. Great atmosphere last night at Chavez Ravine. Will be back Friday night as they get it going. Thanks to American Electrical. They can light up your world just as easy with an easy phone call or log on american-electrical.com. See what they've got to offer. Home automation systems and so much more. But it was a great scene last night. I do love October baseball and finding out which these teams can get it done. I'm just taking a look real quick as far as the matchup between Ohtani and the Judge. Honestly, you couldn't ask for more. The show versus the Judge. And right now, when you talk about Aaron Judge is first in home runs with 56, first in RBIs, first in OPS. Shohei, second in home runs, second in RBI, and second in OPS. You can't ask for more than that. It will be the bigs of the game going head-to-head, that's for sure. All right, the bigs of the game going head-to-head Saturday night in Austin. College game day was there. Everyone was expecting Texas to be able to put up a fight. In the end, not much compared to what Georgia was able to bring to the table. And honestly, I was thinking that the pressure defensively that Texas would be able to create at the line of scrimmage and that Carson Beck had just at least had a little scare here or there with a couple of those interceptions against Mississippi State, the amount of yards that Georgia gave up to Mississippi State. Oh, my gosh. Georgia flipped the script and beat the hell out of Texas is what they did.
Dude, think about this concept. Carson Beck threw 3 picks. 3.
Yeah.
Didn't throw a touchdown pass, played maybe his worst game of his career.
And they had no problem.
And they just beat the hell out of Texas, which goes to show if Kirby can convince his defense that nobody believes in them and nobody thinks they can do X, Y, or Z.
Right.
You just get those guys ready, man, and you just unleash them on game day. Jalen Walker, Michael Williams. Jalen Walker is, oh my gosh,
just another great Walker.
He's unblockable. There are times when he is literally unblockable, and that's like they're that good on defense on the front four, obviously, and then you throw in those guys off the edge that can rush. My God, if they're playing like that, I don't know how anybody beats them. I mean, their quarterback threw 3 picks, Joe.
Oh, I know.
Played the worst game of his career, and they still won going away.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, a couple of years ago, I used to call him the boogeyman. The defense of Georgia was a boogeyman. The offense didn't really have to shine because they were going to obliterate you. All right? Rushing the passes, stopping the run, forcing you into turnovers, that kind of stuff. And that's why I text Matt, and I was like, how did Georgia ever lose to Alabama?
Yeah.
I say, because this Georgia team right here that played Texas, there's no way they lose Alabama.
There's some kind of funk going on there between those two, man.
Exactly.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what is going on either. I text him, I say, how did this team right here lose to Bama?
Yeah, there's power outages
with
going
all the dismay that's going
places.
on in Alabama right now.
Yeah.
Lose to Tennessee, should have lost to South Carolina State, lose to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
But you beat Georgia.
And let me just underscore this real quick, if I may. Carson Beck barely completed 50% of his passes. They threw it 41 times.
Yeah.
He averaged 4.3 yards per attempt. That's as bad as it gets. Threw 3 picks. They still won by 15, and it probably should have been more.
Yeah.
Had he played, was he on, let's just say he's on his game, or he's even 60 to 70% on his game. They might have scored 50 on Texas.
Right. They would have destroyed him. But he had, what was the number of yards per attempt? Because it's 170.
4.3 yards per attempt he had.
Yeah, 175 passing yards on 41 throws.
Well, I had the impression that Georgia played like Texas coming in here was going to be a cakewalk into the SEC. That was Georgia's welcome to the SEC moment.
It really was.
Oh, you thought you were going to just walk in here and win it?
You want some of this? Come get it.
That's exactly. You come in my backyard, you taking the whoop.
And we all said Friday that if Georgia gets that mode of, oh, yeah? You think you're at top of the league?
Yeah.
Come get it. We all said that Friday, even though a couple of you guys picked Texas. We all said that if that happens,
he's only going to take credit for the ones that he picked correctly.
That Georgia, right? Yes. I do. There's no doubt. Total front runner.
Yeah.
But we all knew that was Georgia has the ability to just literally like embarrass people, and that's exactly what they did.
And I will readily admit it because I see weaknesses or chinks in the armor, and I think that those woes are going to continue, and maybe the other team they're facing is going to make it even worse. In other words, they're going to expose them even more. No, they didn't. Basically, you had a couple of games against Aubie and against Mississippi State where you may not have had the full attention of the team. And you know this, Leon, because you can occasionally fall asleep in a team meeting room when you know you're going to beat the H out of the team you're playing. But those big boy teams, you're paying attention. And so that was honestly, the product was so much better for Georgia this particular night on the road in that sense.
Yeah, they just seemed motivated. Yeah. I mean, the Mississippi State game, reason why I was concerned about that, because they blew up 34-10 in the third quarter, and they got outscored 21-7.
They were lollygagging.
You know what I'm saying? So they could have easily been overlooking that game and looking to play Texas on the road. And you saw the fury when they got on the field.
Fury is never good.
It's
man.
never good.
Tell you that, right? Let me just say this, too, about Texas. We're now what? It's October 21st. October 21st. Texas still hasn't played an SEC road game. Still.
Yeah. That's
okay.
Nuts.
So
that's the kiss of all kisses from Sankey.
Oh my gosh, you're not kidding. So there's still a lot of putting that green for Texas. Okay.
Very true.
They go
got Florida
this week.
To town.
This week they got to go play at Vandy. Not as easy as you think.
Yeah.
All right. They still have to play at Arkansas, and Arkansas hates Texas. Hates.
And there's
like
history
that was
that's
a huge rivalry.
Yeah.
And they got to play the last game of the season at Texas A&M, which has been waiting 13 years to play them again. So yeah, for everyone who thought Texas was a lock for the playoff, they may not even get to the playoff.
Well, it's funny now.
Especially with the Gators rolling in there with a hot quarterback.
Yes, exactly. A hot hand, Billy Napier. All right, here's the thing, though. Here's what Matt just did. This is how beautiful this whole thing goes. And for most college football fans out there, they went from way up here in the penthouse, and we're just putting them in the outhouse because you said if, then they may not even make the college.
But the reality is they played one good team this year, and they got annihilated.
Yeah, and
Michigan is not a good team.
No, I made the
Michigan's
point.
a bad team.
The only two
Illinois just beat Michigan.
The only two victories they had over ranked teams were two stinky ranked teams, Michigan and Oklahoma. Those are the only two.
Oklahoma's the second worst team in the SEC right now.
Yeah. So
it's not close.
Yeah, I have no problem saying that, but they were ranked, and that's what they were hanging their hat on.
Yeah.
And so Michigan's pitiful, and obviously Oklahoma is as well. So I was fooled. I just felt like they had talent on both sides of the ball and the home atmosphere at night to neutralize. But Kirby is a master when it comes to whipping these guys into a frenzy. He really does. He knows exactly what he's doing. And like we said, overcoming areas. All right, real quick. Florida, we mentioned them over Kentucky. Alabama losing to Tennessee with Nico not playing such a hot game.
No, he missed like 5 deep balls.
Yeah.
Missed.
Oh, my gosh. He is Joe Milton 2.0.
Right now he is, yeah.
Yeah.
They could have won that game easily going away.
You want to talk about Heupel drawing up ball plays to beat you.
Yeah.
And then his quarterback just can't quite get it done.
And he had time.
Yeah. And he's not going to go away from Nico.
Right.
He ain't going to stray from number, but he's got to
get it back. Yeah. That kid's too talented not to get it back.
He's very talented.
Yeah.
Even comparing him to Joe Milton's a bit of a slap because Milton just had the cannon of the arm. Nico's got talent. He's just barely missing these guys. But that also was a teller on Saturday about where Alabama's at right now and what's going on with them. And then Florida, DJ Lagway, impressive with what he's been able to do. And the other guys around him. They definitely have made their share of plays, but that's a bad Kentucky team offensively. And
I will say this.
Pointed out that both Brocks were supposed to be playing well. The Brock Glynns of the world, neither one of them.
So I don't think it's. I mean, DJ's fine. He was fine. You can see he has talent. There's no doubt about it. The thing for Florida is the way their defense is playing. Mm-hmm. That's why they're better. Well, that's why they have 4 wins right now. Mm-hmm. They're playing better defensively.
Yeah, you can give Roberts and Farley some credit.
I mean, actually, the last 3 weeks they shut down the UCF run game. They should have beaten Tennessee, and now this week against Kentucky. They were up big in that game, and it just the fourth quarter didn't mean anything. But they're playing better defensively, and it's interesting to find out why, because maybe it's just guys, and Leon could speak to this. Young guys finally starting to feel it, finally starting to get a better idea of what they have to do and where they have to be. But yeah, I mean, it does take time sometimes with young guys, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, they got to be baptized through fire. I mean, the only way they're going to learn is by playing games. And if they're that young, you got to play them. They're going to make the mistakes, but you correct the mistakes, and then they get the confidence to stop making mistakes. Now they play ball. So yeah, about this time.
You got Cormani McClain with a pick six, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Unheard
the guy
of.
who Deion Sanders said wouldn't even open his iPad to watch
true.
film.
Yeah, very true. And so, yeah, there's some positives, but I think we're going to ask the same question in both Villes, down in Gainesville and here in Jacksonville. Are you doing enough that makes you think whoever's in charge should stay in charge? That's what you're going to ask. And that question is going to be played out over the next 5 weeks here in Duval, and then the remaining games once they've entered November for Florida.
Well, let me ask you this question, all right? Losing to Georgia, that's a gimme, all right? We're going to just go ahead and say that, all right? You got Ole Miss, LSU. You win one of those, you beat Florida State. Are you happy?
No, I think you throw Texas in there, too. I think at this point, Texas, LSU, and Ole Miss are all toss-up games. I don't know if they're winnable, but they're toss-up games.
I feel like we might be falling in love with something that's really not there and dissing something that really may be better than we're suggesting.
Would you take 75 right now?
I would
keep him.
No, he would not keep his job with 7 wins.
Yeah.
I think he might.
No, he might. I'm just saying my opinion.
Because if he gets to 7, that's going to mean he's going to have 2 legit upsets.
Yeah. Although there'll be plenty of people that will want that to happen, but don't be fooled by that. You can't tell me that 2.5 seasons, all of a sudden these guys start catching on. Are you kidding me? No.
Sometimes with young men, Joe, they just got to feel it, and understand it, and go execute
Impossible. All right, let's head into the 3 o'clock hour. Quarterback whisper will be rolling in. We will talk more college ball, more Jaguar ball. Take a look at the numbers that Trevor has been able to put together, and they're pretty dang impressive. So we'll get back into the Jags O and D, what you like, what you didn't like about that win over New England.
Sometimes winning and losing comes down to one play. There's only one performance-painting, high-performance play of the game on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need any special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
1 second left. Packers are down by 6 at the goal line. Your defense is the only thing stopping them from scoring. Is your team prepared? Double Check Cybersecurity has your back. With an AI-powered defense, start your 14-day trial at doublecheck.com.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Visionaries, builders, and doers. Are you ready to change the world? Miller Electric is your opportunity to shape the future. Miller Electric is leading the charge in electric vehicle technology with our state-of-the-art EV Innovation Design Center. We're working to create a sustainable future. We're also the proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, powering their performance at the brand-new Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric, we provide competitive pay, unbeatable benefits. Apply today. MillerCareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
This is Chelsea with Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Here's what people are saying about working with us.
Installers were professional, courteous, and efficient.
Great customer service. On time, explained the process, and walked me through the installation. Amazing team.
Our experience with Renewal by Anderson was outstanding from the beginning to end.
Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors.
Every 4 years, the world watches. Every corner kick, every save, every pass. The world watches its most beautiful game played at its highest level. And for a moment, the world stops turning for soccer. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026, supporting possibilities turned into achievements on the biggest stage. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
Get closer to nature.
Trying to get close to these bucks out here.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Favor, and Captain Kirk Waltz. The Nimnicht Outdoor Show. Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Find your why with membership at the First Coast YMCA. The Y has something for everyone at any age. Come try free access to your local Y every Wellness Wednesday this month. Check out our fitness classes, swimming, pickleball, youth sports, and so much more for free every Wednesday in October. Plus, we'll waive the join fee when you become a member this month. Get active, be social, live healthier, and discover all the benefits of YMCA membership at your local Y or visit fcymca.org.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles, from complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
Firefighters, paramedics, police officers, they take care of us, and at AMCO, we're proud to take care of them. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. As an essential business, we work on every kind of car repair with flexible financing and extra safety precautions. Essential, reliable, trusted. That's the men and women who are there for us, and it's our honor to be there for them. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia. AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is David Lane. After suffering through several painful injuries to my shoulder, back, and knees, I've taken my issues to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and without fail, they've been a tremendous help towards solving my problems. If you have any orthopedic situations, don't procrastinate. Take action today. Give those aches and pains to the pros at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. You'll be glad you did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
In its final year, we encourage you to help create great futures for young people when you run or walk at Mackenzie's Run, Saturday, November 23rd. Join Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida for a 5K and 1 mile fun run through the beautiful stadium course at TPC Sawgrass. Enjoy food, live music, face painting, family fun, and more at our Runners Village. Register at mackenziesrun.org. Mackenzie's 5K and Fun Run, November 23rd. mackenziesrun.org.
Homeowners, listen up. The Fed is taking action, lowering rates for the first time in years, and Loan Pronto has followed suit, lowering mortgage rates big time. Prosser here. That means this is the best chance in 2 years to do a cash-out refi and unlock all that equity at an amazing rate. Loan Pronto has fixed loans under 5% APR, the lowest in 2 years. You can get a fast refi and get $50,000 to $75,000, even $100,000 in cash. Use it to pay off all your credit cards, personal loans, car loans. You'll end up with one payment each month. And for most homeowners, they save over $850 every month. If you want to keep your original mortgage intact, ask about the Loan Pronto Express Equity Line of Credit. If you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. So call now. Get your rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. Brought to you by the YMCA. The Georgia Bulldogs secured a big win over the #1 Texas Longhorns Saturday night 30-15, moving the Bulldogs up to the #2 spot in the AP Top 25 poll. Georgia's head coach Kirby Smart praised his team post-game.
Nobody really gave us a chance. Everybody doubted us, and I really have felt like we've gotten better over the last 3 weeks. We played a good football team tonight. They'll win some games, and I told our kids coming into the game it was going to be a challenge. Win or lose, we weren't out of it. That's the case now. We're not in it, so it's one of those things we got to keep getting better.
Friday night here in Duval, the Bulls Bulldogs took down the Riverside Generals 38-19. Bulldogs' Xander Edwards was unstoppable, rushing for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns on only 9 carries, moving the Bulldogs to 7-1 for the season, winning their 3rd straight road game. The Bishop Kenny Crusaders also secured a road win against First Coast Friday night, winning 31-6. It's 76 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson.
Okay, bring it in.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts, and George Moore Chevrolet.
1, 2, 3. All right, we got our quarterback dude in the house, Denny Thompson. We welcome him in. We talk quarterbacks. We talk ball. If you guys want to hit the text line, 641-1010, a Mokama Beer Company Monday. Denny, what's happening, bro?
I got to catch up on some sleep, boys.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was the travel schedule like?
It was nasty.
Yeah?
It was nasty. I rolled into Austin about 2 a.m. Saturday morning.
Uh-huh.
Flew out, back out at 6 a.m. Sunday morning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was there for like, what was that, 28 hours?
No shut-eye whatsoever?
No, none. Literally none.
I love that.
No.
I do love that. All right, we're going to cover that one. And I thought Denny might have been walking in with a water bottle as a souvenir from Austin, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was one that came flying at him from the fans in Austin, Longhorn country. They're being fined big bucks, by the way, on that one. So we'll get into that coming up. But I definitely want to cover Georgia, Texas, because that's how we finished our first hour with the quarterback whisperer. But let's get into Trevor and the Jags and another good football game. And you start putting together, stringing together, Denny, performances like this from Trevor. It's just going to give him confidence. He has more weapons, and he's doing more with them.
I know we've all said this, but I don't think Trevor's been the problem, the problem all year. He's been maybe a problem at times, but momentum's a heck of a thing, man. Like you saw that game yesterday where they started to get some momentum, and all of a sudden they look like a top 5 team in the league for about, a good solid 15 minutes of gameplay?
Yeah, that second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it was efficient. Which I don't know. I mean, I guess you want to see that, but can that also be frustrating, guys? Like, it's like, where's that been?
Yeah, where's it been?
Where did it go? Even yesterday, it disappeared for a minute. Like, what's going? And you can't maintain that level all the time. I get it, but it's there, and they've got some cats in there. So I don't know. Maybe there's still hope.
Yeah, that's what the most disappointing thing for me is that what I saw in the second quarter and the back half of the game is what I was hoping to see at the beginning of the season. I was like, where was all of this? I mean, the run game. The offensive line playing physical.
You did see it. You saw it for a half.
With the Miami. Exactly. But then the adversity here, then it just went away. Yeah, that's the most disappointing thing about this team is that this season could be completely different if they had just.
It's there.
I know.
It's there. It's not like some of the teams of the past where it's like you're going into the game on Sunday and going, we're completely overmatched and just going to get blown out. It's there. It's just how do you get that out on a more consistent basis?
I like to keep pointing out that they're the best of the bad. They beat a bad football team.
That's true. No, that's
true. And I swore after last week that I wouldn't say, hey, they could easily be 4-1 just as easily as they're 1-4 or whatever. And then they got beat last week. But you come out of this game and you probably are feeling the same thing again. 2-5 could be 5-2, just as easy.
Well, at the least, you're feeling good about moving forward and going, okay, 2-5 can be 3-5, right? And then 3-5 can be 4-5, and you at least didn't come back and go, the season's over.
Right.
I guess that's the point where I think if you lost yesterday, that was a wrap. And I don't know what anybody's expectations of anything are, but I don't know. I mean, you got a little bit of wiggle room. You can lose 2, maybe 3 more.
Well, they're 3 back of the Texans right now. Okay. If they
they're not winning division.
By some strange chance get 2 back by the time they play them, then you got a chance.
Put some heat on.
Yeah, then you got a chance to at least put a little pressure. So the passing game. Is it the development of Brian Thomas Jr.? Is it the return now of Evan Ingram? Is that part of all what now is helping this thing click a little more? Is it better protection?
It feels like we got one in Brian Thomas Jr., doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels like we got one. I don't know if it's his development or them realizing what they've got and going, okay, we got him.
He still doesn't get enough targets.
He still doesn't, but the targets are better. They're deeper. They're varied a little bit. He's creating separation. Even the deep play to him where Trevor just uncorked it.
Yeah.
Look at where he's at when Trevor lets go of that ball. And that tells you everything you need to know. He has not separated yet.
Yeah.
But Trevor knows he's going to. And Trevor just lets that thing ride, and he runs under it. Have we ever had that guy here since Jimmy?
Is he Jimmy-ish?
He is Jimmy-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's played 7 games now.
Except for Justin Blackman for
that's true.
a minute.
Yep.
He's played 7 games. He's been targeted 45 times. It's barely over 6 a game.
Yeah, it needs to be more.
What did he get yesterday?
I mean, let me look.
He got more than 6.
You got to.
Right? I mean, he had more catches than 6.
You literally have got to get the ball, and I don't know.
But it's still a lighter workload than I think.
5 targets, 5 catches.
That's all he had yesterday?
Yeah, and he caught them
crazy.
all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, just to defend that, they thankfully decided we're going to run the ball because we're getting chunks of yards, and we need to salt this game down to a dub. We don't need to take unnecessary chances. And I give him credit for that.
Yeah, I think Ingram, to finish the answer to your question, I think Ingram helps him more in a weird way. Leon, tell me if this sounds stupid. More in the run game because of personnel? Because the way the defense has to play Ingram.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I think it helps them a little bit because it's just one less guy that they have to really block.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think that's where you're seeing a little bit of difference with Tank. It seems like they're hitting holes a little quicker. Of course, Ingram's going to pull that nickel out of you, dime out of you. So I think it definitely does help. But I think Thomas is the dude right now.
Yeah, he could be special.
Don't you if you're the head coach, don't you just go? Because clearly now, at least as far as we know, Press is making these calls. Okay, don't you just go to him and say, look, I don't care what you do with. We get the ball 50 plays a game. I don't care what you do with the 35 other plays. I want him to touch the ball 15 times.
No question.
15 times.
No question.
I don't care if it's a pass, if it's a run, he's got to touch the ball.
No question. I mean, I think what you're saying when you say that is we want to win football games.
Right.
We don't care how we do it.
Okay, so real quick, the other half of that, are they rolling coverage? Are they making sure that they're –
Well, you hope they do.
Yeah, and so meaning my only point would be 5 targets, 5 catches, but things are going the other way because they
no
covered
question.
him up.
Right, but you can also – and you can –
Well, you're exaggerating on both. You're going to have more than 50 plays, and he's probably not going to have 15 targets. But to your point, if you go 65 and 12 –
you can get him open even if they do bracket him, right?
Yeah.
The bunch sets. You can get him
Angles
open.
beat brackets,
Yeah, didn't he? It was a wide receiver screen he got, didn't he?
Yeah.
One of the touches, right?
Yeah.
So that's one way to
Get it to him quick.
I didn't like the end of rounds. Because
I don't know because that's how you get hurt.
Yeah, I didn't like the end of rounds.
I'm okay with the motion though.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the motion because you want to talk about now all of a sudden you start really focusing on one guy with 2 guys defensively and they start motioning clear across the field.
Right.
Like, what are you going to do? Mm-hmm. So I don't mind the motion. I don't mind the look. In fact, I appreciate because I would assume that you're going to see a lot of that without him getting the ball.
Right.
But yeah, to your point, I think you do. You got to get him. You got to get him the ball 12, 15 times.
And I do believe that run game with play action definitely allows.
No doubt.
Because of what, as soon as Walker Little went in there, him and Ezra, they broke off a couple of big runs for Tank off the left side. Pulls everybody up, makes them respected. All right, so Dan Griffiths put this out on social. He's certainly one of the guys who covers the Jags very well. Trevor, turned it around the last 3 weeks for the Jags. These numbers are impressive, Denny. 66 of 89, that's 74-plus completion percentage, 798 yards, which is an average of 266 per game, 5 touchdowns, only 2 picks, 110.6 passer rating.
Yeah, I mean, it's the weird thing. I think if you would have listed Trevor's season stats to this point before the season and asked us what the record is,
right,
would have been 2-5. None of us would have guessed that.
That I agree with. I agree with.
May have been the other way. Maybe not the other way around, but it would have been 4-3, 5-2. It would have been something like that.
I mean, turnovers down, production up. Yeah.
Don't we always say he gets less help than a lot of other guys as far as winning?
Imagine if you're a Jag fan that's just been away from TV for the whole season and somebody puts on Trevor's highlights and you don't know what happened.
Right.
Like, dang.
That's a 4 or 5 win team. Right.
Yeah, we're probably leading the division. It's just a bizarre year right now.
All right, so he played well. They do have a ton of good teams that they're going to face.
Yeah.
But build off of this. Spread the message inside that building. Doug Peterson's going to try and do that. Obviously, what Tank did and what other guys have done, they do have something offensively to build off. So let's get to we touched down, did you say 2 a.m. Saturday morning? All right, so give us an idea of heading into Austin and what all that was like.
All right. It was fun. It was fun. You want to do it now or are we taking a break? We do it now?
No, right now.
Okay.
It's
fun. I mean, F1 was there.
Yeah.
I had never been to a Texas game.
Yeah.
And beautiful place. But, I mean, the game itself was as billed. I mean, celebrities everywhere. It was just a good atmosphere. The game was interesting, I thought, because I thought Georgia did something defensively that maybe is trouble for everybody else, and that it looks to me like Kirby just said, bump it. Mm-hmm. We're going to press you. We're going to pressure you. We're just better than you. And there wasn't a whole lot of scheme behind it. There was just, we're here to whip your ass.
We're coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
And so I think when Kirby the last time I remember that was Tennessee when they were ranked 1 and Georgia in 2, or if it was the other way around, 2 years ago when Hendon Hooker was there.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah.
They did the same thing. Yeah. They just pressed the receivers and said, it's on.
But it was in their house versus going on the road and doing this.
Right. And so I thought it was a very impressive performance defensively. Carson obviously did not have his best game. The drops, man, we got to figure this thing out. But he's got to play a little better as well. But hey, you go on the road, you beat the number 1 team, and you just stay alive.
Yeah, Bulldog fans immediately pointed out on the text line 8 drop passes, and I think we would all agree there isn't a Lab McConkey, there isn't a Brock Bowers walking through that door. The Bulldogs do have enough talent, but do they have enough at that position?
Well, they've had some attrition due to we call them legal issues.
You know what, though? I was thinking about this because we were talking about this off the air, and I'm thinking, all right, well, you got Colby Young, you got Ra Thomas, you got Humphreys, who's been injured. What are they doing with transfer portal guys? Why is he not recruiting high school guys, the elite of that position? Why are they not signing with Georgia? Everybody else signs with Georgia.
But I think if you look at their roster, I think maybe they thought they had. Right? I mean, you look at it, there's some big names on that roster. They just haven't produced, or maybe it's – and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe collectively the group looked pretty good. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you lose 2 to legal issues, who are probably your 2, would you agree, take the top off guys?
Yeah.
Yep. Right? And now all of a sudden we're kind of back into this like everything's just kind of here. I think 5, I don't know his name, maybe it's Evans. He's a freshman. He's got a chance. Mm-hmm. The kid from Vanderbilt's got a chance. There's some things that I think they can do once they get rolling and get this lineup underneath them. But they're getting healthier. They're playing a little bit better ball. So is Florida, though. Mm-hmm. And so now all of a sudden you got a big one here, man.
All right, so we're going to touch on that. But real quick, play the Kirby sound before we go to break. Because honestly, this was a tutorial from basically right now the kingpin at the top of the SEC to a guy that he knows very well, and Steve Sarkisian, and he sent a big old message.
Nobody believed us, and then they tried to rob us with calls in this place, and these guys are so resilient. You know what I mean? We talked about intent. What was our intent when we walked on the field? Our intent was not to take pictures, not to do all the superstar stuff. Our intent, our intent was to eat. Our intent was to come eat.
Leon.
I love it. I love Kirby.
That'll get you ready to go.
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
absolutely.
Yeah, I had the original NFG text me. He goes, he's pulling me into the red and black because of just how that message resonates.
That's what it looked like, too, right? When you turn that game on, that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
It looked like they rolled up and said, we don't care about the celebrity. We don't care anything. Let's just get it.
Yeah, but let's be honest before we go to break. It's very easy to do that when you've got Jalen Walker coming up.
Of course, sure.
You got Michael Williams coming off.
But they haven't had that. That's what I'm saying. They're getting healthy. And when they're healthy defensively.
Yeah, this is what they do, too. It's post-Florida. They go on a run. They've done it since 2017.
Well, he's the king. He's the king of doubt us. And I love when he says no one gave us a chance. Are you kidding me? You're still one of the top-ranked teams in America.
Did you watch Game Day?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, nobody.
Oh,
nobody picked him, but you know Kirby.
And I even got a kick out of this, and I'm sure you probably would agree with this. Nick Saban, both of his guys are former assistants, Sark and Curb. He goes, I love both of them, whatever he said. I'm just going to flip a coin. He never even looked at the coin and picked Texas. Okay, so.
Plus, by the way.
He thought Sark was going to win that game.
Bobo figured out, hey, let's put the ball in Trevor Etienne's hands.
Yeah.
That might be a smart idea.
Yeah. It's going to be I think it's going to be really interesting to put a bow on Georgia. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see them moving forward because they are healthy, but they at times have looked clunky. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, I think after the other night, I don't know. What would you have put their odds?
I think something clicks.
Before that game, what would you have put their odds at winning the Natty? 10%?
Not good.
Now they're at
I would be higher than 10, but not good. Now, this is what they do, man.
Yeah.
They hit the second half of the season, and boom, it's like a rocket ship.
All right, we'll look at some updated odds coming up. We've got our quarterback whisper for another seg. Mokama Beer Company Monday. We are hanging out. Joe C., Maddie, Big Searce, and Denny.
Let's go. Game day gets here a little quicker with Pregame Friday.
Here we go.
Who's in? Who's out? Who's on upset watch?
Exactly.
We'll get you ready for the games. Brought to you by MyBookie and Dream Finders Homes on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. There are trucks, and then there's the truck, GMC Sierra, with available features like the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. Nimnick Buick GMC has the largest inventory of GMC Sierras in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. This month, save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500s or enjoy rates as low as 0% APR financing. Head to Nimnick GMC today. GMC, we are professional grade.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Most goals we set for ourselves have a clear path, like I want to go to Montana and see the Northern Lights. So you read a couple of reviews, you talk to some friends, you save some money and book it. Maybe a couple choices along the way, but overall, it's a clear course to reach your goal. Now, if your goal is to lose 40 or 50 pounds, where's the clear path? You read reviews, you talk with a few friends, you try something out, and then it doesn't work, and you're disappointed, and we've all been there, and it blows. But stop trying and do what I did. Reach your goal with Awaken 180 weight loss. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. No guesswork, no trial and error, no medication side effects. I'm proof I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180, and you can too. Trust me, it was simple, a word you never hear used with weight loss programs, unless, of course, you're referring to Awaken 180. Choose the simple, clear path to success with the solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation, with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
1010XL is the home of Gator Nation and the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. I'm Hacker, and we keep you connected with the University of Florida all year long. Get Gator Bites where you find podcasts.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Hey, Jaguars fans, as the official whiskey of the NFL, it's not a kickoff without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. And that's why we've built the Crown Royal Rig. An absurdly awesome 18-wheeler delivering the generous spirit to stadiums and tailgates across the country. Follow the Royal Rig on its journey from city to city, bringing together local cuisine, NFL legends, and the opportunity to pack a purple bag for charity and win tickets to Super Bowl 59. Visit crownroyal.com for rules and more, and please drink responsibly.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's The Mangler.
Hear the Florida Gators all season on 1010XL. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Proud partner of the Florida Gators. And by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
Want to show your kids something really cool? Take them by the Kuhn Flowers window display on Beach Boulevard. 1010XL's RJ Saunders here, and there's no better way to introduce your kids to Kuhn Flowers. For over 75 years, Kuhn Flowers.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
Trevor drops. Looking, fires toward the goal line of Oakland. He caught for the touchdown. Brian Thomas Jr. for the score.
I'm very pleased with how our chemistry has grown and how we continue to grow each and every game. I mean, we just want to come out each and every game and just continue to get better and keep pushing just to be the best that we can be as a team.
I like what Brian Thomas Jr. is saying. He and Trev starting to vibe, no question about that. 16-7's working. Only 5 targets, but all 5 grabs. And that offense definitely has that extra gear. And as we got one more segment with our quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson, hanging out with us, there's nothing quite like knowing, if you're a quarterback, that you got that extra gear guy. That you just know you can pretty much ask him. And by the way, Denny, and I don't know whether this is 100% true, but I feel this way, the middle of the field is being used more this year with Trevor, under center, with play action, and with these. He's using more of the middle of the field with the talent that he's got.
Yeah, I actually would be interested in seeing. I mean, they make charts for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be interested in seeing that because he's not traditionally a middle of the field guy.
Right.
But no, you're right. I mean, I think the easiest thing to make this position as easy as it can be, which is never that easy, is to have a number one.
Mm-hmm.
Is to have a true number one receiver that you know when things get bad, I can go to him. He wins every matchup. If you don't have that guy, man, it's tough. We were just talking about it with Georgia at the break. Like, if you don't have that guy, it makes the game a lot harder.
Now, because of the maturation process of him getting better and better, initially I thought that Evan Ingram would be his go-to guy when he came back, but I think he should get more balls. But Trevor definitely has a lot more confidence in this kid moving forward. Now, he could legitimately be his number one moving forward.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier too, Leon, is when you look at that one pass at when he threw the ball, and it just tells you he committed to that, and he knew that guy would go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that he was not open when he threw that ball. Trevor made that read before. That safety's down. I'm going. And I just don't know when the last time we had that here was. It's just such a, and I think that this is why Kelsey and guys like that are so special. It is so hard to be the number one guy if you're a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
You're so limited formationally. Like, you can create some matchups and things like that, but it's such a big guy that they're going to see if you try to sneak him somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and you really are little limited in taking the top off. So if your number one can be a speed guy, I think that's the best case scenario for you just about anywhere.
Evan had 10 targets, 10 catches last week, and same thing. They just take that away.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're watching Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
He's clearly not statistically having the Mahomes type year, but they're winning and he's making important throws and he's doing important, like that scramble, the run.
Oh my gosh,
that was unreal.
He just plays winning football.
Yeah.
Right? It sounds so basic, but
he was arrested for abuse after that play. He used more. It was just unbelievable.
I mean, there's guys that just Brock plays winning football, right, most of the time. And then there's guys that you watch and statistically they're great, but they don't win.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know how, like Patrick knows how we need a play right now. So I'm going to make a play. We don't need a play right now, so I'm not going to risk it.
Right.
And he's just so good at that, man. It's special.
It's funny. Leon and I were talking about this earlier. In Mahomes, I always joke whenever he walks fast, like he's heading to the rest area restroom. But when he goes off on these runs, you look like you should be able to just catch him, nail him, hit him, whatever. And he abused Fred and then got another defender to stop. But the one thing he does was just that little mini fake.
Yeah.
Like it freezes the defender.
These baseball guys, it's interesting because these baseball guys, what looks normal is when they have to do something full speed. At times it can look awkward if they don't do it full speed. But if you think about baseball's such a quick twitch sport, whether it's I'm hitting or I'm throwing, all of your energy goes into such a small amount of time.
Right.
That a lot of these baseball players, one thing can look awkward, and all of a sudden you see them do it full speed, and you're like, whoa. Like, he looks insanely athletic. It's just the way they're built. It's just that suddenness of the way that they came up athletically.
Yeah.
It's rare.
I mean, I feel bad for defensive players right now because
they can't hit them.
Because you can't hit them. Yeah. There's targeting, and anything remotely close to targeting is getting called targeting. Then you're out and you're missing half a game. 2 Georgia players are going to miss the first half of the Florida game because of that. Neither one of them were targeting calls. Both bad calls. So then you've got a quarterback running and scrambling who's athletic, and he's faking the pass.
And he's tiptoeing the sidelines.
Yeah.
And you can't hit him an inch into the chalk.
Yeah, because 10 years ago, he'd have been blown up.
Yeah.
Like picking him up off the bench.
An inch into the chalk, Matty, there's a personal foul.
Not only that, 4 years ago, you do that little fake thing, they don't care. They're going to blow you up.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
no doubt.
something. All right.
I'll take him.
I'm looking at Leon. I'm looking at Leon with this one.
Of course.
And if I look at the last 3 games from Cam Ward, he's averaging basically completing 2 out of every 3 passes, right at 66%. He's thrown 10 touchdowns, 3 picks. He goes for 319, and when he needed a play the other day, he made a play. Did he not make a play every single time? And Louisville was stressing you guys a little bit.
They were a little bit. Listen, the play, the back of the end zone, when they rushed 3 and dropped 8, he threw in the back of the end zone to the wide receiver. Come on, bro.
And it's just a flick of an arm.
That was
Have you seen
ridiculous.
this?
Yes.
That throwing motion, Denny?
Talented.
Yeah.
He's a talented
Not many
kid.
other people make that throw.
Not many.
First off, not many of the quarterbacks actually attempt that throw against 8 drop.
Yeah.
Who does that?
No.
Yeah.
He's got such a confidence, a quiet confidence about him just as a person being around him. It's not – if you watch him play, you would think he's, I don't know, cocky, brash.
A little cocky. Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah.
He is very, very quiet, very well-spoken, just a great kid.
It's just
but
like he's
he
a
gets on
talker
that
in the
field.
game, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
even training. He gets on there and everything's competition.
Well, here's the thing. Here, Mario told me this. He was like, Leon, he said he plays quarterback like a linebacker in the sense that he remembers when he came out of high school, nobody wanted him.
Yeah.
So this is his I'm going to prove it to you tour
Yeah.
to everybody.
Yeah.
He doesn't listen. He's in the Heisman run and everything. I don't think he really cares about the Heisman. I think this kid really wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
That Louisville team, too, don't sleep on the Brahms, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He called him a good game.
They're building something up there. If he stays, which he should, right? He's from there, but I think the Brahms. I think he's a top 5 coach in America.
And he went and got Mario's old quarterback from Oregon to come play at Louisville, and so it was a little bit of a little mini reunion. And they, like we said, they both balled.
Who does Miami have left? I know they got FSU.
Nobody.
Did they play Clemson?
No, not till the championship game.
See, you know what? I see when you say nobody, that's why I had to go look up some stats for you, Matt Hayes, because I knew that was coming. I was looking at the power index of their competition.
Here we go.
All right. Listen, I'm just going by the power index.
Throw some metrics at
all
that.
right.
I love
There's
it.
only 2 teams, 2 teams in the power index that have played tougher teams than Miami, and that's Georgia and Oregon.
Tougher teams?
With some
But
respect.
no, we played.
What are the
we
two-
played 3 top 40 teams.
What teams are top 40?
Florida was top 40 when we played them. Virginia Tech was top 40 in Louisville.
Right. We're gonna put Gators out there.
I don't know
That's
what
right.
you're doing right there, but you should be embarrassed by that.
He knew what he
You
said.
should be embarrassed
He
by
knew
that.
what he
Seriously.
said.
Now I'm
Watch it
gonna,
on YouTube.
After that incredibly embarrassing moment for you,
Check the power index,
I'm
baby.
going to give you this. This is who they have left: Florida State, Duke, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, Syracuse.
Listen,
by the way,
listen,
Denny,
we can't control who we
Bro,
play.
if you're not 12-0, that's
That
a
was
big problem.
amazing.
We opened our show. Florida State is a 21-point dog heading to Miami.
That's wild.
I won't take any pleasure
In
in
what
that.
world? Honestly,
I won't.
21.
Well, I mean,
I'm still getting over being embarrassed for
Leon,
Leon
can I say what you told me?
No,
That,
listen,
that was a stretch, but
What?
can I say what you said at the break?
Yeah, what happened?
I said to Leon, I said, "Are you going down?" He's like, "Pfft, "No, I'll go see that Georgia Tech game." I was like, "That is the most disrespectful thing to Florida State I have ever heard."
Yeah, no need.
Beautiful.
I'm going to go down for a better game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Denny, we got 2 weeks till the cocktail party, so we'll see. But like we said, it became a little more competitive.
No doubt.
With the way Florida defensively has buttoned some things up, so we'll see what it looks like. And we'll probably talk about those two cats.
It'll be fun.
Next week. All right, man, thank you.
All right.
Denny Thompson, the quarterback whisperer, at Denny_Thompson, back from Austin. How many? 300,000 people were there with the F1?
Is that what they said?
Yeah, something like that. And the hotel rooms, $1,000 a night. Just
300,000.
That's what they were saying.
It was so insanely expensive. There's a reason I was only there for 26 hours.
Right.
Yeah. Unbelievable. All right, we keep it rolling till 4 o'clock this afternoon. Francis Show picking up then. Actually, into the night with Rick Ballou coming in today. It is XL Primetime on a Mokama Beer Company Monday.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Think you can't afford to buy a home? Think again. Lennar offers a range of new homes at affordable prices with a simple and hassle-free buying experience. Every home comes with our Everything's Included package, which means you get premium features and upgrades at no extra cost. For a limited time, enjoy rates as low as 3.99% and no closing costs on select homes when you finance through Lennar Mortgage. Call us at 904-917-2372 to find your dream home today. Lennar, the home for you.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law. Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
15,000 workers. I'm Brian Rose from Remedy Staffing. We survey 15,000 blue-collar workers each year to better understand what drives quality and dependability in our workforce. The survey shows when looking for a new job, the initial pay rate, job security, and safety while working are the most important factors for hourly workers. If you're an employer and would like to learn more about the voice of the blue-collar worker, please call us at 904-528-1933.
They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jax, so we gotta play like the experts we are. Now, who are we? Roland Reach Plumbing! Now, that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjax.com.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 21st, 1981, at the Baseball World Series, the Philadelphia Phillies beat the Kansas City Royals to win their first championship in franchise history.
Mia here, hoping everyone had a profitable betting weekend on MyBookie. And guess what? You have an absolute treat tonight with a Monday night doubleheader. The Ravens go to Tampa and play the Bucks with an over-under point total already at 49.5. The Ravens defense is a pass funnel on MyBookie right now for a same-game prop parlay. If Baker Mayfield gets to 260 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, it returns $246 on a $100 bet. I really like those odds with how the Bucs offense is buzzing. The Chargers, meanwhile, visit the Cardinals, and they're going to try and slow the game down and run it all day because that's what Jim Harbaugh likes to do. I'm betting the under 44 game total. MyBookie has the best sign-up bonus in the industry, folks, for Florida bettors. Our listeners can sign up and use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your first deposit up to $1,000. Promo code 1010XL to claim your double deposit bonus for Monday Night Football. Bet anywhere, anytime, and make your season a winning season with MyBookie.
Jacksonville contractors and business owners, do you need bathroom partitions and accessories? Frank Frangie here. Coyle & Sons has been in business in Jacksonville since 1927. They've earned the reputation of quality and specialized skill. Coyle & Sons are the ones trusted in Jacksonville by the top contractors, and they can stand on their reputation when you need almost 100 years of commercial contractor experience. Coyle & Sons will design it for you. Call them today at 904-356-4821 or visit them at coiljacks.com.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
Hey, it's Mike Dempsey, and you know how I feel about Pella Windows and Doors. Great design, strongest warranties, and the highest quality products. I even chose Pella Windows for my own home. And whether you're a homeowner replacing windows or building a new home or a trade professional working with clients, I know the design experts at Pella will help your project run smoothly and look great. Visit PellaJacks.com or the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jaguars are back at Everbank Stadium to go head-to-head with the Green Bay Packers for our crucial catch game. Join us October 27th as we fight cancer through early detection, risk reduction, and awareness all game long. Lock in your tickets now by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you there.
Looking for a new or used firearm? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach will get you locked and loaded. New firearms coming in weekly and always looking for used guns. No lines and no waiting. Online at beachesjewelryandpawn.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence on the 32-16 win over the Patriots in London.
This was big for our team. Needed to win this game, and we did. So for us to understand the situation, our backs are kind of against the wall, and respond the right way and get a win, I think that's great for our confidence moving forward. But like I said, it's we got another opponent next week, Green Bay, and we got to go put everything we can into that one to go win it. So it's short-lived. The wins and the losses are really short-lived in this league. You have to be able to move on. Same thing like I said to you guys last week. After a loss, you got to be able to turn the page and go win the next one.
Trevor Lawrence on Sunday. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
My takeaway is that I want to apologize to Georgia, the Bulldogs. I thought they were waffling a little bit when they lost to Alabama. And then a very unimpressive win against Mississippi State, but they sent a message, a big message to Texas. You just don't walk in the SEC house and grab the big piece of chicken. You get the wing and you like it.
It is true.
I'm going to stay on the college football. My takeaway is, if you thought last week's games were good, there's more this week, baby. There's more this week. Oregon's got a little tight one against Illinois. It looks pretty good. Illinois traveling to Oregon for that game. BYU is unbeaten right now. Top of the Big 12, potentially a top 4 seed in the playoff. They got to play at UCF, which should have beaten Iowa State last week.
Dang right they should have.
And then you got Missouri traveling to play Alabama. And if Alabama can't beat Missouri, oh boy.
We will have our XLP to the CFP tomorrow, that's for sure. My takeaway is, thankfully for all of Duval, Trevor and company got to get on a plane as a winner. It's only twice at 7 tries. We know that. It's a 2-5 football squad. They're looking at a schedule that will include a lot of playoff teams and a lot of horsepower defensively and offensively. So let's just see where they go. But take the positives, coach off of those, Doug. Pay attention to what was successful, eliminate what wasn't. Getting Tyson Campbell back definitely helped. You need to get other guys back as well. You figure 2 pieces, Evan Ingram offensively and Tyson Campbell. If Tyson can come back, both of those guys dealt with hamstrings. Evan immediately asserted himself last week. Campbell had a nice pass break up towards the end. It was just nice to see 3 back out on the field. They need those guys. as much as they possibly can.
I mean, we're getting healthy. I mean, we've been shorthanded. That's not making an excuse for their poor play.
Yeah.
But getting those two guys, by the way, Tyson Cameron, you got to make the interception.
True.
You got to make.
He had his hands on it.
Yeah, you get your hands on it. You got to make the interception. But, hey, listen, we're going to need all hands on deck for these next 5 games. All hands on deck. You got 5 teams that are legitimate playoff teams that they've got to play.
Let's stay on that subject.
So I don't know how you get to within 2 of the Texans, because that means you're probably going to have to win 3 of 4 against the Packers, Eagles, Vikings, and Lions. So I don't know how you do that, but let's just say they get on some kind of crazy run and they get to within 2.
Yeah.
Or maybe the Texans lose 3 games. Who knows? Okay.
Right.
But if you can get to within 2 of them and they come here, then you've got a chance to make it interesting.
You sure do. You sure do. And that's what you're looking for more than anything else, is stay in it. You know you got that many more games to play. You cannot cash in your chips too early.
No, I mean,
stay in it.
Yeah, because it's not the coach's job. The players have got to still play inspired football. I mean, no matter what their record is, they can't say this season is a loss. I know it sounds cliche, but week in and week out, I've seen good teams go down to bad teams. So I mean, the NFL is crazy like that. Not to say that the Jaguars can't win 3 of these 5 games, but they got to play at a very elite level.
And by the way, Green Bay and Houston played them a game yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, they slugged it out for a while, and C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love, for a lot of that game, I know that maybe Detroit and Minnesota might have been the one that showcased 2 really, really red-hot offenses. Green Bay and Houston didn't have as many points that went on the board, but that's the quality that Houston's playing at right now. They left Lambeau with a loss, but it was only a 2-point loss, and it was a game winner from, guess who? Former Jag, who booted it through for Green Bay to win that game at the end. But, yeah, all of them are gettable if you catch them at the right time. Minnesota, while Sam Darnold played pretty dang well yesterday, catch them at the right time. And let's just at least use this as a jumping-off point for a conversation we'll get into a little bit more tomorrow. Speaking of Sam Darnold, how are you going to get to him? Josh Hines-Allen needs to get to him. How many sacks?
2.5.
2.5. 2.5 in 7 games.
If this team was any kind of where you were like, all right, I feel good about them playing at home, you could see something like this, the percentage, maybe 30% of it happening. But they're not even a team when they play at home where you're like, all right, they're going to play better. You have no idea what you're going to get week to week from this team. That's the problem.
No, and they've been at home so few and far between. They had the Browns game, and we all know they should have won that football game. They lost by 5 in that game, and then you didn't see them for basically a month until they got to the Colts.
You've got 3 legit heavyweight games all at home, right? Packers, Vikings, Texans.
And you can throw the Jets in depending on what happens with them.
Right, but I mean, but my point is, is if you truly are chasing the Texans, like those are the 3 games you got to win.
Yeah,
you got to win those games.
Yeah. I mean, legitimately, you're supposed to get at least 7 when you play at home. Supposed to get 7. Just saying, bro.
I'd say 6.
Not this club, bro.
If you were playing well at home, let me rephrase that.
Right.
If you're playing well at home,
if it was the team that the first 2 quarters against the Dolphins, I'd say, okay, they got a chance against those 3 at home. Yeah. Definitely.
They should be 2-0 at home. Right now they're 1-1. They've only played 2 home games, which is still crazy to think about that. And they will get their next one coming up against Green Bay. But beyond that, they also should have one more win on the road, at a minimum, over the Miami Dolphins. And you can argue what might have happened in Houston if other things had fallen into place. No way to know. But they were in that game, and you have to give them credit for that. So, yeah, you've got to take care of it.
They should have won that game, actually.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying the other ones, you 100% know you should have won those. With the lead that you had, with the big plays that you gave up, with the fumble, all that type of stuff. You should have taken care of business there, and who knows what it would have looked like. But Trayvon Walker, in the last 17 games, okay, so you're going back in time, Trayvon, total sacks. Let's make this the 10-10 take, RJ, if you don't mind, because these plays need to happen for this football team to be successful.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since '68.
I'm just going to put it out there right now. There are 2 Monday Night Football games tonight. Order up, okay? Just go through Sonny's. Pick up some good, ribs, chicken, pork, turkey, brisket, whatever it might be, and head on home because you got some good ball to watch. You can enjoy lunch or dinner, tailgate, whatever it might be at any one of your area Sunnies. Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker collectively need to be a force, much like they were last year, where they had close to 30 sacks combined. Trayvon Walker is starting to do his share. He's been able to really disrupt the quarterback two of the last 3 weeks. Game winner against Flacco here. Obviously what he was able to do yesterday against Drake May. Against Caleb Williams, neither one of those guys really got to Caleb enough. They were able to get him on the ground, but did not affect him enough. Well, if you take a look back, last 17 games, Trayvon Walker has 13.5 sacks. Myles Garrett has 12.5. So he is doing work, but they have to do it collectively. Hines-Allen and Trayvon, and let's sprinkle in a little Eric Armstead every once in a while. Heck, I'll even take Dan Graziano or Gaziano, either one of them to step in.
That's a sports writer.
I know that. I'm joking. Any of them to step in. That's the 10-10 take. You were looking at some of the sack totals earlier, Leon, and
I was
some of the big names.
Yeah, some of the big names. I was looking at T.J. Watt, and I was looking at Nick Bosa, and I was looking at where they were right now. And T.J. Watt is at about 4.5.
Right.
Nick Bosa's at 3.5.
Right.
So, I mean, Trayvon's at what? His trajectory is.
Yeah, he's looking good. Josh Hines-Allen.
Josh Hines-Allen, he's got 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he really does need to reach that point where he is not just camping in the backfield, he's succeeding in the backfield, getting quarterbacks on the ground.
Well, listen, whether fair or unfair, the perception is now he got the bag. He's not as whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now that could be it could be a fair or unfair.
You can say it. Go ahead, say it.
No, I'm saying.
We're almost halfway to the season. He's got 2.5 sacks.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, we did ignite him last year. No, 2 years ago, we ignited him when he went eight games without a sack, remember?
8 games without a sack 2 years ago, yeah.
And then he just took off.
Mm-hmm.
And so he knows what that tape is saying right now. He knows what those stats are saying right now. And there's not a lot of help. This rotation is one of the strangest things ever. I'd never expect to see Yashir and Jeremiah.
There's no way
in the
Yashir
first couple of
should be on the
series.
edge other than an injury. It
just should never happen.
I agree.
I don't know what the whole hockey line stuff is. It's just dumb.
Yeah, I agree. But also the fact that just the number of plays that they are playing, they need to be more effective when they're out there. And either one of them, at a minimum, should be on the field at all times.
Yeah.
There should never be a defensive play called where either 44 or 41 is
correct.
Not out there.
I agree.
One of those two has got to be on the field every single play.
Yeah.
Preferably both, unless they're dog tired or they're injured.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where they are. And just take a look yesterday. Aiden Hutchinson was gone out of the Detroit lineup. He's gone for the rest of the season. They still got to Sam Darnold.
Yeah, 4 times.
Yeah. They got to him, and they forced him into mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you've got to do. And this football team needs to do more of that and make sure that they, at the very least, give the ball back to your offense. Give them a chance to make some plays and see what they can do. It's not like Jordan Love has kind of caught a little bit of feel and flow offensively coming off of that knee injury, and he's been hooking up. They'll come rolling in here with Wicks, Dobbs, Reed, Kraft. They got a lot of good players that they can. I think Josh Jacobs caught his first touchdown pass.
They're also
yesterday.
They're also pretty darn good defense too.
Yeah. So that's what has to happen offensively and defensively. And I don't know what to expect. I believe they are a 4.5 point dog. Does that sound right?
That's it?
Yeah, I think Leon and I were talking about this earlier. I'm pretty sure that's where they are. 4.5. Look that up, RJ, real quick, just to make sure. I'm pretty sure that the Jags are a 4.5 point dog to the Packers coming into town on Sunday. But they're a 2-5 football team. I guess another team's been rocking and rolling.
Yeah. You got to play aspire football at home. You got to win games at home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, get up early.
Mm-hmm.
Are they ever going to get a lead? Other than the Dolphins game? Are they ever going to get a lead?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
They're constantly chasing points.
Their first points in the first quarter came last week against Chicago, and it was just a field goal. And so,
should have been a touchdown.
Yeah, get in the end zone.
Yeah.
And you can see your pass rush, the confidence on the defensive side will really ramp up rapidly if you're playing with the lead. Yeah, it's a 4.5-point line.
I will say this. I thought they were done after that Bears game. I thought they gave up, and that was it.
Oh, I thought they were parked.
And then they go down 10-0, and it was, you easily could have gone in the tank at that point. They didn't. So they got to give them credit for that.
The shot of Shad's face in the suite after that 10-0 start.
That was the face of a man who knew he was going to have to fire his coach. That's what that was.
All right, let's say hello to the truth teller.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
Rick Ballou ready to take it into the night, 4-6 this afternoon. 10-0 start to this ball game. Your thoughts?
I thought they overcame adversity. I mean, they could have gone in the tank. I mean, they're clearly a better team. But the best team doesn't always win.
Right.
And you're down 10-0. The time of possession was completely dominant. I think it was 13 and a half minutes or something crazy.
Yeah, they touched the ball one time in the first quarter.
So that, to me, that's impressive. I mean, the runoff, 25 unanswered points at one particular time was very impressive. So, that, and they made some changes, and that's what I like. They made some changes that worked, particularly on the defensive side, and I thought Trevor was so efficient. I love games like this where you can run the football, and that's what the Jaguars did. So now you ask, can they get this thing rolling a little bit with some tough opponents coming up from the NFC the next 4 ball games?
Yeah, and we were talking about it earlier, and I know you'll get into it, but just how do you coach off of this and how do you build off of this? And we were asking Leon that very question because you got to take this as an opportunity. You can't sit here and go, okay, we got one. Now we can sit back and start to stack up L's again. Hell no. You got to build off of it.
Yeah, you do. And, we saw that, Minnesota finally lost. Green Bay is a very good football team. But I think if you play the way they did yesterday, which no sacks, no turnovers, very few penalties outside of defensive jumping off sides, completely different from a week ago where they did everything wrong. So they, I often kid about Doug Peterson talking about, we got to clean it up. Felt like they did clean it up after, midway through that first quarter. So you can't have the self-inflicted wounds. If they can play that type of game, I think they have an opportunity to pull off the upset against Green Bay.
All right, you're going to be tearing into it?
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it.
All right, Rick Ballou coming up. We appreciate it at Ballou 1010XL 4-6 this afternoon as he heads into the 4 o'clock hour. We are done thanks to Mokama Beer Company. Find them right there on South 8th Street, heart of Fernandina. Find them in Wildlight. Both of those locations up in beautiful Nassau County. And then on the shelves at ABC in total, you can log on mokama.com. We done. Big Sirs, Maddie, Joe C., RJ. We're going to turn you loose to the truth teller.
Everyone wants to doubt Jacksonville. Never doubt Jacksonville.